professor gave a balloon to all his students who had to inflate it to write their names on it and throw it in the hailway. The professor then mixed all the balloons. The students were given 5 minutes time to find out their own balloon. Despite a headache search, no one was able to find his balloon or her balloon. At that point of time, the professor told the students to take out the first balloon they had found and hand it over to the person whose name was written on it. Within 5 minutes, everyone had their own balloon. The professor said to the students then, these balloons are like happiness. We will never find it if everyone is looking for their own. But if we care about others people's happiness, we will find ours too. Hello, namaste, good evening, sat sri akal. Welcome to the SS Chandok Talk Show. I am your host and moderator, SS Chandok. Welcome to again another episode of the show where we are here with a very eminent guest from the different parts of the country. As we have talked just now, that happiness is giving happiness to the others. If you'll give happiness to the others, you'll get back. And this is what the education fraternity is doing. And I'm very proud, and all of us are very proud that we are educationists. Welcome. Without wasting any time, I will introduce you to the very first eminent guest. First of all, we have Anita Sharma ma'am. She is the principal of SD Public School, Pritampura in Delhi. She is expert in mathematics and has experience of 30 years in the field of education. She has contributed in the field of mathematics education and has trained more than 10,000 teachers and principals in India and overseas. For her innovative experiments in the field of mathematics education, she was given presidential grant to celebrate legacy of eminent mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan for 3 years and Lifetime Achievement Award Aryabhatta Samman by All India Ramanujan Mathematics Club. She is passionate educationist and her mission is to prepare committed generation. She has set an ideal model of inclusive school and environmental concise school for her efforts in the field of education. Ma'am has been conferred with Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Award for the year 2018. Before moving forward, I will again say a sorry to all the eminent guests and educationists because you all are associated with so many, at levels of national and international levels with the associations, as well as you have received awards on national and international level. It will be very difficult to say that because you have a long list and it will take a day's time to introduce each and every one. Welcome, Anita ma'am. And I had also been observing that you have a great experience of 3 decades into the education industry, and that too a subject of mathematics, because it has been seen that females usually don't go into the mathematics. They are afraid of that. And you had been playing with mathematics from last 30 years. Please, ma'am, let us know about your experience as a mathematics teacher and becoming an, principal.
Thank you, Mr. Chandok, for inviting me to the show. The journey had been beautiful. I started teaching in the year 1990 as a mathematics teacher, and in fact, when I joined teaching, I was not aware of many of my own qualities. So I think being a teacher is the most blessed. You can see that the most blessed experience, or it is a blessing of God on you because it helps you to evolve every day. And people talk about the self-realization. I always say that instead of doing the meditation and the other practices, just come to the teaching profession and you will be able to realize yourself very soon. So with students, I learned a lot, and I want to share a very interesting experience with you because normally the mathematics teachers, they are considered to be a very serious species entering in the classroom with a frown on the face, and the answer to every question must be right only, and nothing more is nothing more, nothing less. So I was able to get rid of this kind of habit just because of intervention of one small shopkeeper. Because one day I entered a shop and the person who was there behind the desk, he said to me that you are looking like a mathematics teacher. And I was wondering how he has commented this, and he was telling me because you have such the kind of seriousness on your face is telling it is only the mathematics teacher who does not have smile on the face. So anyway, that had become a lesson for me in the life, and so I started trying to do many experiments in the class, which can make learning joyful for my students. And we did lots of experiments. My classrooms were always open discussion forums, and there was not a fixed solution. I was used to tell children that this is the problem, all of you can write down your own solutions, and then we will discuss not the rightness, not the correctness of the solution, but the beauty of every solution. And that has changed their attitude and their perception towards the subject. Every student start enjoying this one once he understands that his opinion matters, and whatever he may say or maybe a very important interesting dimension of the mathematics problem.
Ma'am,
So
ma'am, a very
yes.
small question from you, ma'am.
Yeah,
I had been an accountancy teacher,
Hanji.
and many of my students had taken maths along with that as an optional subject. A very question which has been in my mind for many years. Don't take it otherwise.
Uh-huh.
They used to say, sir, whatever time we are giving to the this maths, and half the time we are giving to, or 1/4 time we are giving to accountancy, we are getting much more marks in accountancy and very less marks in mathematics. So, ma'am, it is in my mind. Either maths is very difficult, ma'am. Either maths is very difficult, or the teacher was not good. Please
No,
solve my
it's
problem.
not. Actually, you know, accountancy tells you to make hisab kitab of profit and loss. So here, there you are calculating your marks in terms of the effort and the time given to that subject. While mathematics is a very, very abstract subject, and it is actually the philosophy of the life. It is not account of the life, but the philosophy of the life. And to understand mathematics, you need to be very clear in your thoughts. And once you are able to understand the concept and uh, you you master the art of solving the problem, you become a good problem solver, then it actually transforms you. So I always say that don't interpret mathematics in terms of the marks. Just enjoy this, and then you start feeling the beauty of the subject.
So, ma'am, maths is the philosophy of life, and what is accountancy, ma'am? Then is useless.
It is the balance sheet of life.
No, it's not balance sheet of life. It is actually there. Also, you need to apply your mind. This thing happens,
Yes.
and why it happens. I used to say to my students also, beta, you need to understand that in accounts also, in maths also, this thing happens, and why this happens. If why is cleared with you, you will
Yes.
play with it. For every question, you have to write the different answers. You have to understand the different answers. But if you have, there are 2-3 tactics in your one chapter only. If you are able to play with that, the whole chapter is solved. So you meet if the things are clear in your mind, these 2 subjects are the easiest subjects of your life. This is what you
Why
have
is
been.
the key word. Yes, you are right. That if you have started asking why of any problem, then you will be able to understand the subject and the logics, all the logics of the subject, and not only the subject, because you know your whole perception towards understanding everything around you changes. When you start understanding the problems in the right perspective, that always refines your thinking and helps you to be the able problem solver.
Ma'am, one more thing. People, you said na once a shopkeeper had said you that are you a maths teacher? So they ask me that are you a businessman? So when I tell them I'm in education, okay, you are in education. So I said I'm in education. I'm MCom, MA, LLB, B.Ed, MA education also. So how many years you studied? And being a study, you're not in business, and your education is very rare. We find 6 in the education. And I said you find one, but you that are equal to 1,25,000, 7 lakh. It is just like that only. So so I told him. In one session also it happened like this also that one principal was in Noida or Gurgaon. So I asked her, ma'am, are you from West Bengal? So she said, yes, I'm from West Bengal. So I said, ma'am, I'm not from Punjab. Everybody started laughing, not from that. I said, see, we are studies. we can be found anywhere. We are 2% of the population. We can be found anywhere. If you are seeing a match of in China or Japan, even the stadium will find 1 or 2 over there. So we are 2%, but we are everywhere. So potatoes and aloo can be find, potatoes and studies can be find anywhere. So nobody asked me that you are from Punjab or not. One of the principal said, आपसे भी पूछते होंगे कि आप पंजाब क्यों? मैं मुझसे कोई नहीं पूछता क्योंकि सरदार कहीं से भी हो सकते हैं. They are 2%, but they are everywhere, and I'm proud to be a Sikh. Thank you, ma'am. It was nice talking to you, ma'am. Welcome, Anita, ma'am.
Yes.
Next, we have Sonal Rawat, ma'am. She is the principal of Indrapuram Public School, Indrapuram, Ghaziabad. And ma'am has a wide experience of 25 years. Ma'am is MSc, MEd, and she has also received so many awards on national and international level. Ma'am has a very vast experience, and what vast experience she has, we'll like to know from ma'am only. Where she started her career? Which school you started, ma'am?
Chandokji, good evening to you. Good evening to all the panelists and all the people who are watching your show. Surprisingly for you, you've got another maths teacher amongst the panelists.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So I started my journey in Bareilly. I started with a school which is a convent school, and this was predominantly a boys' school, the Hartman College, Bareilly. And my journey has been being from a defense background. My father was an army officer. I moved along with him. Then I got married to an Air Force officer. I moved along with him. But for me, my journey has been varied and fantastic because I got to teach. I was a Kendriya Vidyalaya permanent teacher. I could not continue after 8 to 9 years because I could not match my posting with his postings. But what it led me to was adapt to new schools, new situation, and new conditions of students. From there, I also got opportunity to be a part of international schools. So teaching IB, Cambridge, and CBSE mathematics. So I've taught maths across all boards of India, on all international boards in India I have taught. So my journey has been fantastic. I love what Anita ma'am was sharing. And, you know, I will add another thing to the why, Anita ma'am. It is why and why not, which I use in my philosophy in my classes. And in the beginning of my career, I think I was teaching a middle school IGCSE student. And I gave a very simple question like, Chandokji, a normal square. And I put a person at a certain point on the edge of the periphery of that square. And I said, okay, how do you reach, say, A, B, C, D? So how do you reach to the point C, which is supposed to be diagonally opposite? And the children said, but it could be anywhere. I said, okay, whatever you want to give reason for that. So most of the children said, ma'am, the distance is equal because we move from one side to next. But there was one student who said, why can't the child just walk across the field to the point diagonally opposite? That would be the shortest distance. So I said, of course. He said, yeah, I just thought, why not? And this is what I always led my children to question, why and why not? So giving an open-minded, critical thinking, pushing them to think beyond what the question is asking. And the journey has been fantastic. And for me, people never said I am a math teacher either. In my recent assignment, the students came and told me, we are surprised you're a math teacher. You don't talk like a math teacher. You're more like a social science teacher. So how could you categorize an individual like that, you know? So these stereotypes are present in the society. And sometimes we also take it in a very in a fun way and accept it. But I think everybody is as different and as an individual as a teacher as well. So every teacher could be different, right? Chandokji, as a accounts teacher, you could be very different from another teacher. And
so I also had been very different. I had been very different. My career also, I've spent around 25 years in the field of education. So the students who had been studying from me, now they are into their work, their business, and they work. Now, when I'm going to in the city everywhere, so I find at many places I find my students over there working over there now, because basically the the businessman students but they take commerce. Otherwise, my students are CA also. So you feel very proud of them when we are finding somewhere, because I've worked with many institutions, ma'am. I've also worked with you had in Ghaziabad. Seth Anand Ram Japuria, one of the branch I had worked with.
Yeah.
I had been to Ghaziabad many a times, had meeting with Shishir Japuria sir directly. And I have worked with DPS also, I have worked with Singhanias also, I have worked with Jain groups of also from Bangalore. So I found it everywhere that your way of teaching should, how you can make it very interesting.
Absolutely.
How you're making social studies. At our time when history period was there, we should feel that we should get rid of the history period. How you can make it interesting? How can we make maths interesting? That ma'am as Anita ma'am has started make it very interesting. So you also started make it very interesting that this way we can teach, this way we can teach. Accountancy also. In between cracking a joke, making a light atmosphere, not a black and white one that they are studying. They're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, and first, the first most thing is the taking down the fear of the kids, that this is the better, whatever subjects you're going to study right now, this is the easiest subject in your life. That is very much. Now the teachers, what they do is, that they make it as a, this is very difficult, maths is very difficult, accountancy is very difficult, you won't be able to do it. Half of the mental pressure is over there. The child starts thinking that it is a very new subject in grade A level, and I won't be able to do it. So that is very important.
The stereotypes the society has created, and it's very difficult to break it. Rather, when as a Cambridge consultant, I was honored to train the master trainers of CBSE for the competency-based approach. There also we basically told the teachers also to come out with the mindset that we are not doing enough to be at an international level of education. So these master trainers are very surprised that there are a lot of strategies they're applying, which are actually what are being, proposed as one of the good strategies to make the children think. So it is where even as teachers, not only students but teachers also have to come out of those silos and stereotypical feeling that we remain limited. I mean, as a learner, if you are wanting to be a learner, whether a student or a teacher, sky is the limit for you.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sonal ma'am, and welcome. Next, we have Poonam Gupta ma'am. She is the principal of BGS International Public School, Delhi. She is the founder principal of BGS International Public School, Sector 5, Dwarka, New Delhi since 2003 till date. That's great, ma'am. She was also the founder principal of BGS Education Center, Kavur, Mangalore, Karnataka. She had been the headmistress and senior social teacher of Alpine Residential Public School, Bhavna, Pinjore, Haryana. Economics lecturer of Blue Star Senior Secondary School, Hamirpur, that is from 1995 to 1996. Ma'am has also received a lot of awards, and she's also associated with so many associations on national, international levels, and had been doing great job. So many award lists. I think ma'am might be having 1 or 2 rooms for the awards only. So welcome, ma'am, Poonam ma'am. And just now before the session also, you told us about that you are there in the school from 2000. You have changed the branch. You came in 2003 over here. From 2003 till 2021, you are working over here, and you have brought up the level of the school as a founder principal, and that is why management is not leaving you to leave from here and go anywhere. Welcome, ma'am, and please let us know about yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I never picked teaching as a choice. I picked this job out of adversity. In 95, when I needed to work, I had no choice what to do. So I thought, and I had 2 daughters, I thought that teaching would be the best thing, because only one thing I thought in teaching, that I'll be able to come home on time. That was the smallest thing. I'm telling you, there was not a bigger reason than that. And my daughters were very young, 1 year and 3-year-old, and I thought that would be a good thing to do. And then I joined a Blue Star School as an economics lecturer, and later on I went to a boarding school. And boarding school, that was a completely residential school in Chandigarh, which gave me a new perception to life. I thought children, more than the teachers, also need parents in form of teachers. It's a very different concept, but parents in form of teachers. And that's what, because boarding school gave you that concept, because you were staying with them for 24/7. And I started not as a principal, but I started warden cum teacher in that school. And there also I got best warden and best teacher award. And they promoted me to be the deputy headmistress of the same school within 1 year of time. And children were very close. And just now everyone was talking about mathematics, and I happen to be from social science background. And children were really, really keen on doing social science when I was teaching in the class. And I still remember that once my principal telling me that children are not getting better grades in maths and science because you're taking away a lot of time to teach them social science in the classroom. And you're also taking extra classes for them because that was a boarding school. And you had a choice to call children at any point of time for self-study. You could do that because that was a boarding school. So after that, I had an opportunity to go to Bangalore, and where I came across BGS International. And BGS International Residential School, in fact, that is a school in Bangalore. And when I went there and they offered me a job, of course, the salary wasn't enough, and it was not enough to take care of my 2 daughters. So I thought of not to continue there and come back to North India. But somehow they offered me to start a school in Bangalore, where I was appointed as the principal in year 2000. And I started that school also from scratch. Being the founder principal of that school came up to good level. And in 2003, again, they transferred me to Delhi, and they told me that you go and start. And I never wanted to come back to Delhi because I thought Delhi is not my cup of tea. I don't know why, but I thought so at that point of time. But then now I'm in Delhi for last 18 years, and school, which started from zero strength, has 2,100 students as of now. And that is also the total capacity of the school, and school is doing very well for itself. And I would also like to share on this forum that I never believed in advertisements much, but as a founder principal of the school, but I always believed in that if you could connect with the people, people will automatically come to your school. They will choose your school. So one policy, one philosophy which I would like to share with you here is that I kept open door policy in my school. In front of my office, I don't have a PN, and no one has to take appointment to meet me. Neither students, nor parents, nor any kind of guest. They don't have to take an appointment to meet me. I somehow could manage it. And I would like to also share that if I have 2,100 children in my school, I know most of them by name. And if you start quizzing me, I might even tell you which apartments they live in.
Okay, that's great.
I don't know how I started doing it, but then it happened and I'm able to do it. So that is all about me.
That's great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. And your journey also has been very good. And you are in this school from 2003. And
Yes.
you told us that you stay nearby, only in front of the school only. And
Yes.
so many students from the children from the society also do come into that school.
Yes.
So in the evening time, they might not be able to play because वो principal ma'am खड़ी कैसे खेलने ठीक से
No. See, that time I don't go in my principal attire for a walk. I change my role and I go walk.
Ma'am, but you change your role. But what about them? बच्चों के लिए तो प्रिंसिपल मैम खड़ी, मतलब समझ लो कि अगर गड़बड़ करती तो शाम के साथ साथ दिन भी मेरा खराब चला जाएगा.
You can ask any student. I have not been rude to any student so far in so many years.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
they come and wish me, and in fact, all the people in our society tell us that children from BGS are very well-mannered and well-behaved children because they wish everyone who's even walking in the evening. People come and tell me this.
That's great, ma'am. I was just joking, ma'am, because so joyful and a person is like you is over there in the school or society, the children might be very happy because you cannot be strict with them like it used to happen in our time. Now you have to be very friendly with the kids. Of course, maintaining distance also is very necessary. So kids also know that once it happened with me, I'm sharing my experience also. It happened with me 25 years back when I had joined my first school. I went to the principal to thank him. So he said that don't thank me, thank to these kids, those who have kept you. They keep you and they show you the way out to the gate also. So these are the kids, they understand what you are doing with them, you are doing justice to them. Even class 1, grade 2 students also, they know what is going on, what type of teacher it is. They tell you afterwards at home also that this teacher is like this, teacher is like that. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much, Poonam ma'am. And we are very grateful you are here. Next, we have Krishna Mishra ma'am. She's the principal of SRS International School, Faridabad. Academically enriched educationist with rich academic and administrative experience from the grassroots right up to the highest echelons of the educational hierarchy, offering an illusions career spanning of 27 years, accomplished trainer and a mentor with sound track record of creating scholastic achievements, demonstrative expertise in planning, organizing, coordinating, and monitoring all types of curricular and co-curricular activities for the overall development personality of students. Superior record of productivity through efficient administration. And she also, ma'am, has also received so many awards on national, international levels. And ma'am also has an experience of 27 years, means that she has also worked with several institutions across the country. Krishna ma'am, before this institution, we'd like to know where else you had worked with.
Good evening, everyone. After listening all of you, I think I'm the one who's going to tell you a story which is entirely different from what we all are hearing here. Poonam ma'am, I'm also the social science teacher, just like you. And I also choose this profession not by choice, but because I have to do something. Now, I'm a person who's come back from a family who's a Rajasthani family where girls are not allowed to go for further education after class 12 or graduation. They are supposed to get married and start their family. But being a person from a army background, my father was in army, and I used to have my whole life, my education was here in Delhi itself, though I was born in Rajasthan, one of the villages. But once I completed my class 12, my father was quite serious. He said, now your education is over, you should get married. I was little rebellious sort of a person in my family. So I stood against him. I said, no, I want to do something. Then he said, if you want to study, then you have to do your correspondence education only. I'll not send you to the college. I thought better than have something than rather not having anything. I said, okay, you allow me for correspondence, I'll do that also. So I got my admission in Delhi University, in Delhi here itself. And I did my graduation from there. And in the meantime, I had a fight once again with my father because computer had just entered into India during that time period in 1993-94. So I told my father that I want to learn computers as well. NIIT has just launched the first branch in Palika Bazaar, Connaught Place. So I told my father I want to go for this course. He said, no way. In our family, we don't allow girls to go for such sort of courses. You just do your graduation and sit at home. I said, no, I want to do it. Again, we had a fight. And then finally he gave me permission. Okay, you take the classes in the evening time only. I said, okay, you just allow me for 1 hour. I'll go and come back. So after college, I used to go to the institute, NIIT in Connaught Place. For 6 months, I did that course over there. I did COBOL and FoxPro and all sort of programming there. It was quite interesting. And then I took a part-time job also in Indraprakash building. There was one investing officer where he gave me a job of entry operator. So I got that job over there, but I did not tell my family that I was doing the job also along with this course. Now, one day my father came to know about the money that I was having with me. From where did you get this money? I told him that I had started this job. He was quite furious. He said, you leave it immediately. छोड़ दिया जी, चलो वो जॉब भी खत्म हो गया, मेरा कोर्स भी कंप्लीट हो गया. एंड उसके बाद मैंने एक ऑफिस उसी बिल्डिंग में नीचे इंद्रप्रकाश बिल्डिंग के बेसमेंट में मैंने एक ऑफिस रेंट पे ले लिया और वहां मैंने सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप करना शुरू किया. इंद्रप्रकाश बिल्डिंग में इतनी सारे ऑफिसेस थे, एमएनसीज थे उस बिल्डिंग में, बाराखंबा रोड पे, क्योंकि वो मेन बिल्डिंग है वहां पे. तो मैं वहां क्या करती थी कि ऑफिसेस में जाके उन लोगों के वाउचर्स कलेक्ट करके उनकी बैलेंस शीट बनाती थी. ट्रायल जो इनका था एक टैली सॉफ्टवेयर था मैथ्स का, हालांकि आई एम नॉट अ मैथ स्टूडेंट एट ऑल, मुझे कोई वाउचर का कोई लेना देना नहीं था, बट मैं उससे बैलेंस शीट क्रिएट करती थी क्योंकि मुझे टैली बहुत अच्छा आता था.
मैम वाउचर इज कनेक्टेड टू अकाउंट्स, मैम बैलेंस शीट इज कनेक्टेड टू अकाउंट. और हमारे पेट पे लात मार रही है आप.
सर, तो मैं उस टाइम में उस बैलेंस शीट को क्रिएट करती थी और मैं उससे पैसा अर्न करने लगी. अच्छा जी, डैडी को ये बात इतने अच्छे से पता नहीं था मैं क्या कर रही थी. और वहां दिल्ली ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज करके एक ऑफिस होता था, उसका मैंने सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया. इट वाज अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल सॉफ्टवेयर. उसके लिए मैं पूरा टाइम पेट्रोल पंप पे खड़े होकर मैंने पूरा स्टडी किया, सब करके वो सॉफ्टवेयर क्रिएट करके दिया. एंड आई सोल्ड दैट सॉफ्टवेयर इन 20,000 रुपीज एट दैट टाइम. 1993 की मैं बात कर रही हूँ ये. एंड आई वाज क्वाइट हैप्पी कि मैंने एक इतना बड़ा अचीवमेंट किया कि मैंने एक सॉफ्टवेयर बना दिया. उस टाइम में ये बहुत बड़ी बात होती थी. And by chance, one day my father came to that office, and there were few boys sitting in my office, and one of them was having cigarette in his hand. They were the hardware people. Those two people, they used to work for the hardware. वो हार्डवेयर का काम करते थे, मुझे सॉफ्टवेयर के लिए कोई डिमांड होती थी तो ला के देते थे. But my father saw that person and he was quite furious. He locked that office that very moment and it was closed. Then again, he said, अगर तुम्हें कुछ करना ही है जिंदगी में, you go for teaching. और वहां उस टाइम में नोएडा में डीपीएस स्कूल जो है सेक्टर 29 में शुरू हुआ था. And he challenged me, अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम में इतना कैलिबर है, तुम इतनी रिबेलियस हो, तो तुम मुझे यहाँ पे जॉब लेके दिखाओ. धवन सर वाज द प्रिंसिपल, एसएल धवन सर. मैं वहाँ स्कूल में गई और वहां मुझे कंप्यूटर टीचर की जॉब मिली, क्योंकि मुझे कंप्यूटर ही आता था और कुछ मुझे आता नहीं था. तो आई गॉट द जॉब एंड आई सेड, सी मेरे को तो नौकरी मिल गई है. एंड देन ही सेड कि अच्छा ठीक है, तुम्हें मिल गई, नाउ यू गो फॉर योर बीएड, यू परस्यू योर बीएड विद दिस. और इस तरीके से धीरे धीरे आई केम इनटू दिस प्रोफेशन एंड आई स्टार्टेड डेवलपिंग दैट इंटरेस्ट ऑफ टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग. मैम ने एक चीज यहाँ बहुत अच्छी अभी बोली थी कि जब हम इस प्रोफेशन में आते हैं तो हम बहुत सारी चीजों को खुद भी सीखते हैं. तो वो जो अनलर्न एंड लर्न करने वाली चीज है, आई स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम देयर. आई स्टार्टेड माई कैरियर ऑफ टीचिंग फ्रॉम डीपीएस नोएडा. Then my journey took me to DPS Greater Faridabad, and finally I am here as the founder principal of this school for the last 6 years. I started this school from the scratch. तो मेरी जो जर्नी है वो ग्राफ ऊपर इसलिए गया क्योंकि every step I am learning one or the other thing, and I took everything as a challenge in front of me. So this is how I am a principal right here in front of you, and I am quite proud to say that जिस स्कूल में मैं अभी हूँ वहाँ मेरे पेरेंट्स और बच्चे, जैसे मैम ने कहा एक एक बच्चे का नाम मुझे याद है, मैं कह सकती हूँ मुझे एक एक बच्चे का, एक एक पीएन का, एक एक स्टाफ का नाम याद है, क्योंकि एक एक बंदा खुद रिक्रूट किया है मैंने, एक एक बच्चे का एडमिशन खुद किया है, इंटरव्यू खुद किया है. तो वो जो एक सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है कि हाँ आप इन सबको पर्सनली जानते हो, दैट इज देयर.
But ma'am, you have a very different story, because
I have a very
it
different
is being
story.
heard that girls are not allowed to work in the villages and this area and that area. So we being living from since our birth in the cities, so we feel very awkward. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? It's not like this and that. मतलब we are not very acquainted. But after hearing his story, तो there are goosebumps in me also that के ऐसा भी होता है कि आपने इतना struggle किया कि that you did that this and you did that, you opened an office, he closed that, फिर वो पढ़ने के लिए परेशान किया, फिर ऑफिस बंद करवाया, फिर उसके बाद आप you developed a software, then you entered into education and all. You never stopped. You had that will in you, that fighting power in you, that I can fight the father, but I have to do something. You are a great source of inspiration for the girls who are staying at home, and those parents should also listen to this, that if ma'am is Krishna Mishra ma'am is an example of that, from where she started and now she's leading an international school in Faridabad. So
Sandeep
never
sir, thank you
underestimate.
so much. But here I would like to say one thing. Whatever I have learned in my life, I have learned it from my father only. I respect him a lot. He is the one who has given me this courage to stand in front of anybody right now today. I can do that at any point of time. So whatever I have learned in my life, I have learned from my father. Though he is no more in the world.
In starting, he had been looking into the society norms, what were prevailing there in your area. Then after that, when he saw that you have that caliber, that zeal in you, that you want to work and you will be able to work and you are trying for that, then he challenged you because he thought that he won't stop for that. It will be better for me to accommodate with him and give her an option. So it came in his mind, out of his experience. You become a teacher. That is the most respectable and good job for the girl child. That's
when
great.
He left this world, he was very proud of me. He generally used to say that I'm so proud of you that I could say with my head up, she is my girl.
Ma'am, and right now we are feeling very proud of you. Your story is entirely different from where you have started, from your house, how we have fought there with your parents also, although afterwards he supported you. But the society, you came from that society where the girls were not allowed to do anything.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Great, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now we have a very good gentleman, a very smart and handsome gentleman here, Mr. Mayank Jain. He is a very wonderful person. I don't want to read about his biodata and all, because when I met him, so I thought he is one of my students who has passed off from the school where I had taught somewhere, and he's doing so wonderful thing and a very different thing in the society for the society and especially for the education fraternity, which is very commendable. Mayank is an BTech. He's an engineer. He's an engineer. While he was doing his job, I mean his studies, it came into his mind. He gave it his experience that he went for his brother's admission in a school and how much struggle they had to do with the admission of his brother, going to so many schools and finding out the good school. So it came in his mind that there should be a platform that should bridge the gap between the parents as well as the school, because parents have a lot of misconcept about the schools right now. During pandemic also they have that कि school to paisa banane ke liye hai, wo chor hain, aise hai, waise hai, and all. But he has bridged the gap between the schools. He has opened up an website. I think he'll tell about that, Easy Schooling, where I came to know that schools, when they attach with these type of things, these type of Easy Schooling or whatever platforms are there, the people, the parents, they can sit at their home on a click. They can find out the schools at that particular area and they can apply for the schools sitting at home, because everybody has money, nobody has time. They want to spend time. When you're moving up to the schools, 4 to 5 schools, you have to spend 15 to 20 days for finding out a good school, and there also you're not able to find out good options. So here he will tell briefly about that what is actually happening, because I also had been seeing and observed, and I had found out from many schools also where he's already associated. Maybe it's GEMS Foundation or many other schools where he's associated, and these schools are, it's not like it is for admissions only. Here, the schools which are associated, they are able to showcase about their school, because every parent has different aspects. It may be related to the fees, it may be related to the facilities available, about their pocket, everything. So what I came to know from him, I'm telling everything because I'm very curious to tell about that. He has sessions with the parents also. Thousands of parents he addresses, and he has sessions throughout the week, and Saturdays, I know on Saturdays also he has sessions where he talk to the these parents also, and he counsels them. Like he told me in the previous session also that a child of 5th grade, his parent wants that his child should be an engineer. Usko IT clear karna hai. So how the counseling has to be done? They say schools to अच्छे नहीं होते, उसमें ये होता है. So he bridges the gap. He tries to tell them through this medium also, in other ways also, that what are the problems of the schools, what are the problems faced by the schools, what are the constraints. Like you have 2 kids at your home, you're not able to control them, and the teacher has to control 40 kids in a class. It's not about minting money only. It is like that when you have to provide facilities, the quality education also, you have to hire good staff also, lot of expenses you also have to do. It all depends upon your pocket also, that which school will be suitable for you. So I won't say much about that, Mr. Mayank. And he had his family business. He left that and he came into this business while studying. And now he's doing this thing from last 4 years, I think.
Yes.
This is your 4th year doing over there. Please let us know more about, Mayank, about yourself and your Easy Schooling.
Thanks a lot, Chandok sir, for inviting me. Good evening, all of you, and wishing you all a very belated Happy Teachers Day. I would say it should be celebrated around the year, because whatever I am today is all because of you all. Because you are the teachers who create us. You are the ones who are creating the leaders. If I wouldn't have met good teachers in my college days, in my school days, I wouldn't have been here. So after listening to Anita ma'am and Poonam ma'am and Sonal ma'am. So Anita and Sonal ma'am, so I have done BTech in mathematics and computing. So mathematics ही मेरा BTech का subject था, and I was so like proud to say that SC Taneja sir, he was my teacher. So he taught me. So when I was doing engineering, so he was my mentor and teacher. So mathematics तो मैंने बचपन से पढ़ा है, and I love mathematics. So that's really nice for me. And talking about BRGS, so I would say like BRGS का तो मेरे पास जैसे whenever I go to any sessions where thousands of parents are there who wants to get admission, वो कहते हैं कि द्वारका में मेरे को BRGS में किसी तरह admission हो जाए हमारा. So that is the kind of name Poonam ma'am school has got in Dwarka. So I think every parent struggles to get admission over there. They receive thousands of applications. And like Krishna ma'am's story is like really inspirational and motivational for me as well. And I have also struggled to be here. And I think so it's a story that every kid out there needs to hear who wants to get things. Yesterday I was delivering a session in Delhi government school where all the students were there, like 100 200 students were there for mindset on entrepreneurship, the curriculum that Delhi government has launched. So I was delivering a lecture there. All the students, most of the students, what they were telling कि सर हमें ना सपोर्ट नहीं मिल पाता, हम आगे इसलिए नहीं बढ़ पाते क्योंकि हमारे पास सपोर्ट नहीं है. बट आई थिंक वो सब एक्सक्यूजेज हैं. अगर हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं तो कृष्णा मैम की स्टोरी से मुझे वो चीज समझ आई कि अगर हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं तो हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. अब मैं जब स्कूल कोलैबोरेट कर रहा था, इस समय हमारे पास 300 स्कूल हैं, तो मैं डेली स्कूल्स में विजिट करता था सुबह शाम, 18 आवर्स एक दिन में काम करता था. मेरे को गार्ड भी अंदर नहीं घुसने देता था किसी स्कूल के, दिल्ली के स्पेसिफिकली. सो मैंने वो सारी हार्डशिप फेस करी है और नाउ आई नो हाउ टू एंटर अ स्कूल, हाउ टू एंटर रिसेप्शन, हाउ टू टॉक टू प्रिंसिपल. तो वो सब चीजें मैंने फेस करी है. सो I think एक सब स्ट्रगल सबको लोग फेस करते हैं. We don't have to make excuses. So Krishna ma'am, your story was lovely, and this is what we are doing at EG Schooling is we are helping parents कि आपका हर पेरेंट की अपनी एस्पिरेशन होती है, अपनी यूनिक चॉइसेस होती हैं. तो वो किस स्कूल में एडमिशन ले, किस स्कूल राइट स्कूल है उसके लिए, वो हम उनको गाइड कर रहे हैं. So with the grace of all the principals, schools, and with the help of parents, we are creating a portal for all of them. And we are not a marketing platform कि यहाँ पे आके किसी स्कूल को मार्केटिंग कराए. जैसे मैम कह रही थी, पूनम मैम ने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली कि we don't believe in advertisement. It's about word of mouth. So if you are able to connect with parents who are actually studying in their school, then they will become your ambassador and they will tell to other parents. So that's really wonderful, and I think that's the philosophy that will be a long-term thing for EG Schooling as well, and I take those things from you as well.
That's great. That's great. You had been a mathematics student. 2 principals are there from mathematics. But what about social studies?
So I was a topper
How
of
did you?
social studies.
You have to be you have to be honest. When you were in your school level, how did you like social studies?
So I was a topper in 10th class in social studies. So I got 10 out of 10 CGPA in social studies. But after that वो होता है, घर वाले बोलते हैं साइंस ले लो, आपको इंजीनियर बनना है. तो मैं भी उस राह का चला हुआ लड़का हूँ. सर घर वालों ने बोला इंजीनियरिंग ले लो, तो मैं सोशल स्टडीज से डाइवर्ट हो गया. नहीं तो मेरा बड़ा मन था ह्यूमैनिटीज पढ़ के, बट फिर मैथ्स पढ़ने लगा. मैथ्स और सोशल स्टडीज बहुत अच्छी लगती थी. तो अभी नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आई, इससे मुझे बहुत अच्छी चीज लगी कि अगर किसी को सोशल स्टडीज और मैथ्स पसंद है तो वो दोनों चीजें पढ़ पाएगा. सो दैट्स रियली वंडरफुल थिंग दैट हैज बीन डन. मेरे साथ ये प्रॉब्लम थी कि मैं मैथ्स भी पढ़ना चाहता था, मैं सोशल स्टडीज भी पढ़ना चाहता था, बट मैं एक ही चूज कर पाया. फिर इंजीनियरिंग करनी थी तो मैथ्स चूज करके फिर हम इंजीनियरिंग.
But now you can get that option when you will get married and your kids will be there. You will be having that option for your kids. Okay, but I wasn't able to take. I wasn't
Can
able
I
to
say
take.
something?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Poonam ma'am.
Mayank, I would like to tell you something here. Many times when parents come for counseling after class 10, they ask me a question कि मैडम अगर बच्चा ह्यूमैनिटीज करेगा तो बनेगा क्या? What will he or she will be? तो मैंने कहा, see, I am from humanities background and see where I am.
Absolutely right.
For sure, ma'am. I'll give my home experience also. I wanted my daughter after grade 10 to take bio. I told her you get 33% even in your class 12. So I'll get it. You admitted you in a medical college, a dental college. You become a doctor. She said that that science is not my cup of tea. I won't be able to take that. Okay, I'll take commerce. In my influence or seeing at me, she took commerce. Then now she is doing English honors now. And it is her 3rd year in Noida in one of the university. She had been in pandemic here teaching from 9 to 12, grade 9 to 12 as a PGT and TGT English, as well as she's a content writer also. She is now working up with very good companies and big companies from India and abroad also. She's in 3rd year right now. She's again back to her hostel, to her college and doing. So humanities, English honors means humanities. IAS, PCS जो बनते वो क्या है, humanities से तो है. So there are so many options. So this is what we counsel to the parents also, that if you go for ready-made clothes, if one of the brand clothes is not fitting you, so it doesn't mean that you are good for nothing. दूसरे brand का आपको पसंद आ सकता है. So what is not suitable for you, for a child, that should be matched. It is not that if the child should become only an engineer or a doctor. This is the counseling sessions. I think Mayank, you might also be telling it to the parents, because when you are feeling that you told that day only that grade 5. It happened with me also.
एक पेरेंट आया, वो कहता मुझे कि सर ऐसा स्कूल बता दो दिल्ली के अंदर जो मेरे बच्चे को IITN बना दे. तो मैंने कहा सर ऐसी कोई मशीन नहीं बनी दुनिया में जो आप बच्चे को डालोगे और वो IIT में चला जाएगा. So this is not possible actually. So this is the psychology of parents.
Tell them to watch Kota Factory.
That is also exhausted now. And because if you're putting up the pressure to the child from grade 5 or 4 or 5 or 6 only, then what will the child do afterwards? Let him live. It will be seen afterwards. What can you do? Thank you so much, Meg, and welcome to you. And we are very, I'm very fond of you because you're doing a wonderful job. And the new thing, whatever we have created, like I had been telling that वो पहले हम ticket कराते थे, line में लगवा के करवाते थे. Then mediators were there who used to take a little amount in between, and now we can do it from our home, like shopping also. So a time will come after I think 3, 4, 5 years that nobody will go into the schools for the admission, and everybody will be looking at the platforms like yours or others also, that where they can authentic platforms will be there, like Oyo is there. If anybody wants to do booking anywhere, तो Oyo लगा है तो इसका मतलब it might be good. तो all the best to you. That easy schooling should be like कहीं किसी स्कूल के साथ easy schooling जुड़ा है, so the school might be best. There's no need to check it out. All the best to you too. You should move up in Pan India. Coming up to the next part of the show, because the theme of the show is that we have a get together. Half of the time, most of the time, we have get together. Then we have a formality of having questions because we have to meet and to know each other. So much experience you get when you talk to people. Krishna ma'am gave another experience. Poonam ma'am, you gave another experience. Anita ma'am gave another experience. Sonal ma'am, you gave another experience. And Mayank experience is something different, and mine is also different. So you come to know about to learn from even a small 1 year child also, you learn from them. That's great, ma'am. Coming up to the next part, we'll have a question round, and the request 1 to 2 minutes answer should be there. We have to wind up at 6:30. First of all, I'll come to Anita ma'am. Anita ma'am, we had, because our topic is that schooling in India. So what do you feel about that? How is the schooling or the education in India? What's the level of that?
Mr. Chandok, I feel that schooling in India is a very, very diverse aspect, because here, when we put the child in the school, all the parents, they have the lots of aspirations, and they somehow connected to some kind of status, their economic status, their background, their family background, their dreams, their aspirations, and all. And people all over the world, they have again very different kind of opinions about the Indian education system. But I will be sharing what I really liked about our system. Number one, in our system, you know, the students are going to the schools with the large number of population. I think almost every school in India is catering to large chunk of population, and that is because of our demography. Now, when the child goes to such schools, they automatically learn the surviving skills, skill to stand out in the crowd, skill to say his opinion, his view in front of the when the counter arguments are coming, so they gather the confidence and all. So another kind of skill that I will say is the skill of the survival. They due to this overcrowded classrooms, they are learning those life skills which are not available in any book of the world. So this is one beauty of our system. Second is, we always blame our assessment patterns, assessment systems. One dimension is that, but another dimension is that because of those assessment systems, our students, they attain the habit of hard work. And because of that, what happens is, whenever they are moving out of the country and they are going to any place in the world, this habit of working hard help them to attain success of the level which people generally dream for. So whenever you compare in any country, wherever you go, you will always find that the Southeast Asian students, they are doing best, and that too, if it is the talk of the Indian students, they are outshining. So this is another beautiful aspect. The third thing which I would like to say is that what we need to add in our education system is that more of the entrepreneur skills need to be added, because every child should feel that education is for him and he is not just for the schooling. Education shall cater to the need of every child. So if we are able to prepare them for life, then that will serve the whole purpose of the education. So just not for preparing for the marks and for taking admissions in the IIT. जैसे IIT की फैक्ट्री नहीं खोलनी, अभी मयंक ने एक एग्जांपल दिया कि ऐसा स्कूल दिलवा दो, वो उस तरह की एस्पिरेशन से पेरेंट्स को हमें थोड़ा सा जो है वो ट्रैक पर लाने की जरूरत है। एक जो हमारा एंशियंट ट्रेडिशन था, आप अगर हमारे एंशियंट मैथमेटिशियंस को, एस्ट्रोनॉमर्स को, साइंटिस्ट को देखेंगे तो वो वहां पर साइंस के साथ साथ दे वर इक्वली कॉम्पिटेंट in the courses which you can say as the courses of humanity or the literary art. तो ऐसी जो हमारे यहाँ साइंस और लिटरेचर का जो कॉम्बिनेशन था वो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल कॉम्बिनेशन था। और कहीं हमने अभी थोड़ा पिछले सालों में सेग्रीगेट कर दी थी चीजें, साइंस वाले को हम ह्यूमैनिटीज वाले से अलग समझते हैं या कॉमर्स वाले से अलग समझते हैं, वो कल्चर को अब दूर करने की जरूरत है। So I am very happy that in the new education policy, this boundary has been removed. So every child will be able to understand, अगर साइंस का बच्चा है तो उसको समझ में आना चाहिए कि लाइफ में आर्ट की जो है इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है, उसकी सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है। और अगर ह्यूमैनिटीज का स्टूडेंट है तो वो भी उतना ही लॉजिकल और उतना आर्गुमेंटेटिव हो सकता है जितने साइंस वाले होते हैं। तो दोनों एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करें और एक दूसरे हर तरह के सब्जेक्ट्स को पढ़ करके अपनी पर्सनैलिटी के बीच में भी एक बैलेंस ला सके, दैट इज वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड। और स्पेशली इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग हाई टेक एंड इवन व्हेन वी आर सिटिंग विद आवर फैमिली मेंबर्स, वी आर एक्चुअली नॉट सिटिंग विद देम। हम कहीं अपने मोबाइल्स के ऊपर बिजी हैं, पूरे ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड से कनेक्टेड है, साथ वाले पर्सन से नहीं है। तो अगर साइंस के साथ ह्यूमैनिटीज का कॉम्बिनेशन होगा तो हम ज्यादा अच्छे ह्यूमन बीइंग बन पाएंगे, और ह्यूमैनिटीज के साथ में अगर साइंस का कॉम्बिनेशन होगा तो मुझे लगता है कि वो जो अच्छे हमारे जो आर्टिस्ट हैं या सोशल साइंटिस्ट हैं, सोशल साइंस की बात क्योंकि भी बहुत ज्यादा हो रही थी, वो सोशल साइंटिस्ट भी साइंटिफिकली रिसोर्सेज को यूज करने की टेक्निक्स दे पाएंगे। सो वी कुड बी बेटर सोशल साइंटिस्ट, बेटर जोग्राफर, better psychologist and so on. So
that's great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. And it is saying that history repeats. Kyunki if we have nuclear weapons over here, so when we see Ramayana and Mahabharata, nuclear weapons were there also. Fashion, we say fashion also repeats. Of course, we have come into the era of this technology and everything. We are very right. 4% or families sitting together. They are sitting together, but they are not together. Everybody's busy up with his or her phones and they are not connected. There will be a time come again, the same things will repeat when the family will be getting together. These type of gadgets won't be having much importance in their life. This will for sure come because we know history repeats. And for sure you also that insightness you told, because education of India is so hardworking that is why there is too much brain drain from India. So many students, so many children, they move from India to abroad, to Canada, to US, every country, and they go over there and they get good opportunities. More good opportunities should open up in India also, where we can utilize this. These students over here, these learned people over here, there should be a minimum brain drain. And moreover, government is also trying so that the international companies should come for, because we see in Bangalore, Pune and all, and Gurgaon and Noida, so many companies have come, and children are now moving towards this culture back. What I felt, they don't want to go abroad. They want to work in India only because it is very good. मेरा बेटा तो कनाडा में रहता है जी, कनाडा में बेचारा बर्तन भी खुद धोता है और कपड़े भी खुद धोता है। Here with 10,000, 15,000, you can hire everyone. But here, there for you.
I would like to say one thing. हम ब्रेन ड्रेन की बात तो करते हैं, मैं भी उसमें पूरा यकीन रखती हूँ, लेकिन मुझे एक चीज और भी लगती है, इन स्टूडेंट्स ने जाकर के बाहर तो वो इमेज बिल्डिंग जो उन्होंने करी है उससे हमारे इंडिया की रेपुटेशन बहुत स्ट्रांग हुई है, एंड लॉट्स ऑफ मनी हैज कम इनटू इंडिया, चाहे वो मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज ने यहाँ अपने आप को आके एस्टैब्लिश किया,
बिल्कुल।
तरीके से, तो वो एक तरह से ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बने इंडिया के बाहर जाकर, विदेश में जाकर के। तो खाली ड्रेन नहीं हुआ है मुझे लगता है कि दोनों
Return
दोनों
back
aspect
also.
हैं।
Return
हाँ।
back also. Return back also. That is for sure, ma'am. Sonal ma'am, will you like to add up into this about the school education in India?
Chandokji, thank you so much. I think if I look at the school education in India, adding to what Anitaji said, I think the NEP, which has come now, if I look at the status and what the intent of the government.
Ma'am, you are muted. No issues, ma'am.
Yes,
You are at your...
my maid's daughter. So, if I look at what was happening, the status quo was being maintained for a very long time. The government, if I look at the government and government policies, government intention is absolutely bang on to change the policy, to bring the required changes in terms of how we have to develop the students of ours as a human resource for tomorrow, so that we have innovators, entrepreneurs, scientists, engineers, critical thinkers, problem solvers who not only solve problem within India, but also we use them as a piggy ride on them to become the developed nation or reaching that status and reach the trillion economy, whichever Mr. Modi has envisioned. If we look at how that policy is getting down to the school levels, so CBSE is also, even during COVID, has been actively working on various policy, decimating the information to the schools. We as school leaders, we know that how much our teachers, how much our schools, we have been working round the clock to bring those changes, and the mindset of the teachers and the mindset of the parents with the implementation of NEP near future, with the SAFL, with the other changes that CBS is bringing. The only challenge I think we'll face in near future would be if our teachers are not getting fully trained. Also, how this information will reach the schools at the rural tier 2 cities and villages. So would it also not lead to, again, the gap between the people knowing and not knowing, people skilled and not skilled? So that is my concern. Otherwise, in terms of intent, in terms of what policies are there, I think we are in a very exciting phase of a paradigm shift in education. I'm very happy to be leading a school when these changes are happening. But if I look at the whole country and different aspects of and different logistics of how it is going to happen on the ground, there are huge challenges for the government to ensure that it is a success.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for enriched views. Next, we'll come up to Poonam ma'am. Poonam ma'am, what are the basic challenges we have as we want that when a country is wholly educated, then only it be able to develop. But there are certain challenges which are being faced for the progress of education in India. Please let us know about that.
You are on mute.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
ma'am, it's better if you join from one device only, ma'am.
Actually, what has happened just because on laptop it is showing very slow. So
Okay, no issues, ma'am. Put your mobile into horizontal form.
Am I audible now?
Of course, ma'am, of course.
Okay. So can you repeat the question, sir, once?
Ma'am, what are the basic challenges faced in the progress of education in India?
According to me, the basic challenges which we face on a daily basis, I'm not talking about the schools in the urban sector. I'm also talking about education as a whole in our country. Basically, the problem is that there is so much of it. There is so much of gap between the education system. Even every 5 kilometers, the system changes. I think that is the biggest challenge because we need proper processes, we need proper systems. That is lacking, and there is a lot of gap. At one area, there would be people who are teaching in a different style of teaching. In another area, there is only one teacher in the entire primary school. So how are we going to match the system? We talk of FLN, we are talking of numeracy and literacy. I'm talking about first at a primary level. I'm not talking going to the higher education or to the bigger level. I'm saying that if we are not able to meet our requirements at that level, how do we go about? I think that is our biggest challenge.
That's great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. Krishna, ma'am, will you like to add something to it?
All right, sure, sir. Sir, as ma'am said, there is a huge gap. I agree to that. There are things on paper, agreed. We have the new NEP 2020 in front of us. But as ma'am said, कि जब हम इसको implement करेंगे और कर रहे हैं, there are a lot of changes and differences in it. See, we said that we need to have all subjects together. आप साइंस के साथ ज्योग्राफी ले सकते हो, आप साइंस के साथ इकोनॉमिक्स ले सकते हो, आप साइंस के साथ और बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स ले सकते हो. बट एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है चंदोक सर, इसको प्रैक्टिकली अगर हम देखते हैं तो क्या स्कूल्स के पास वो सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के टीचर्स अवेलेबल होते हैं? तब हम रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर देते हैं बच्चों को कि नहीं, हमारे पास तो ये सब्जेक्ट है, आपको लेना है तो ये लीजिए, नहीं तो मत लीजिए. फिजिकल एजुकेशन एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है जो हम हर बच्चे को देते हैं, लेकिन उसके साथ अगर बच्चे को फाइन आर्ट चाहिए, म्यूजिक चाहिए, डांस चाहिए और वो टीचर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है स्कूल में, वो बच्चा नहीं ले पाता. तो कुछ चीजें जो है प्रैक्टिकली जब हम ग्राउंड पे उतरते हैं और इस पे काम करते हैं तो वो चीजें बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाती है. दूसरी चैलेंज की बात, जैसे मैम ने कहा, वर्कफोर्स, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स हम बच्चों को समझाते हैं इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इन द पावरफुल रिसोर्स इन द कंट्री. हम अगर टीचिंग लाइन की बात करते हैं तो हमें अच्छे टीचर्स भी डेवलप करने हैं. हम डॉक्टर्स की बात करते हैं, इंजीनियर्स की बात करते हैं, IITians की बात करते हैं, हम अच्छे टीचर्स डेवलप करने की भी बात करें तो वो, because I think education is the weapon through which we can change the world. To change that world, to sharpen that weapon, we need to have those teachers in the society. वो मुझे एक गैप नजर आता है कि हमारे यहाँ टीचर्स को अच्छी ट्रेनिंग लेवल पे देने के लिए CBSE नो डाउट इज डूइंग वंडरफुल जॉब विद ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ CO ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स. अभी ड्यूरिंग पैंडेमिक वी हैव सीन दैट लॉट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग सेशंस हैज बीन हैपनिंग फॉर टीचर्स, प्रिंसिपल्स, एवरीबॉडी. बट आप इसको जब प्रैक्टिकल लेवल पे देखते हो टीचर्स के साथ में, जब आप B.Ed कॉलेज में जाते हो या M.Ed करते हो, तो वो जो प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज स्कूल्स को देनी चाहिए फ्रेश टीचर्स को, वो मुझे हमेशा मिसिंग नजर आती है सर. प्रैक्टिकली चीजें कुछ और होती है, हम पेपर पे चाहे कुछ भी लिखें, कुछ भी पॉलिसीज बनाएं, जब तक हम प्रैक्टिकली उसको ऑन ग्राउंड नहीं कर पाते, आई थिंक दिस चैलेंज इज गोइंग टू बी देयर ऑलवेज. सोसाइटी का भी प्रेशर है.
Absolutely.
बहुत सारी चीजें जो हम देखते हैं कि बच्चा करना कुछ चाहता है, पेरेंट्स का प्रेशर है, नहीं तुमको डॉक्टर ही बनना है. This is what the challenge
Ma'am,
is.
but the mentality of the parents are changing slowly because it will take time. India is an agricultural country. We are talking about
it's going to take time, sir.
It will take time. NEP is bringing up a lot of positivity over there. We also feel that so many subjects, any subject that a child can take, with the good schools and big schools, A-class schools, so it is possible. But with the B and C
Yes.
category, how it will be possible? But some or the other way will be found out.
But we
have
we
to be
hope
very,
so.
yeah, we have to be positive. When we came into the technology, the banks were working up with the big ledgers and the registers and all, and the old people who were working there in the banks or the government offices, they had to come up to the computers, and now they are there with them. Likewise, when the new thing comes, it takes a little time. What I want to say is, with the new thing, with the changes, it takes a little time, but gradually everything settles. If we say about everything कि technology नहीं है, अब इंटरनेट की बात करते हैं, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस की बात करते हैं, तो गांव वगैरह में, इंटीरियर एरिया में, हाउ विल द एजुकेशन गो? क्यों? मोबाइल तो पहुंच गया, नेटवर्क पहुंच गया मोबाइल का, तो ये क्यों नहीं पहुंचेगा? एवरीथिंग विल बी ओवर देयर. वी हैव टू बी पॉजिटिव, एंड मेनी ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल्स हैव टॉक्ड, all of you also, you are also working with the NGOs, and so many NGOs, the principals are working, going into the interiors, or through someone they are going into the interiors and trying to spread the education. We
So,
have to be very positive, ma'am. We have to be.
True.
Yes, ma'am.
suggestion here.
Yes, ma'am.
A suggestion here. I think the urban school principals have to be shifted to rural, and rural people have to be brought to the urban sector, and the training actually has to happen in a right form. Then this change can happen.
That is
I
what,
agree, Poonam ma'am. That training has to be in the right direction, in the right way. Let's do that also. Though there has a lot of exchange programs coming up, the schools are doing exchange program with foreign countries, not within rural countries, the rural part of the country. Let's do that. Then it's going to make a change.
That is
And
what
that-
Can I add a point here?
Sure, ma'am. Sonal ma'am.
So Poonamji and Krishnaji, I agree with you. Government also initiated 2 years back hubs of learning systems. So I'm a lead collaborator through that. and the 5 schools within us. One school is at a distance of 1 kilometer, and all the other schools are in the range of 10 to 15 kilometers. Now, if you look at the lead collaborator, what we would like to help the schools within our, within our team would be exchange of teachers, sending our teachers, using our resources. It's actually impractical to expect that for a teacher to commute 15 kilometers to go to another school to teach a subject. Thankfully, we can use technology, which we have been doing, but it does not create that impact which it could have if it was better planned. And I agree that we are doing a lot of exchange program with foreign schools in the foreign countries, but within our country we are not able to do. But the challenges are that what is the are they willing, the mindset of change, willing to accept that the other could give you something more than what you have. So unlearning and learning lies at the root cause of not being able to bring that change the way we want. But in no way do I demean the teachers who are teaching in the rural areas, because if you look at the innovation award and the kind of inspire award the students from rural area have achieved, it's not possible without the guidance and mentoring by the teachers there. It is just that if we talk about in terms of percentage, then those will be a very small percentage, and the more percentage would be about how Poonamji was talking, one teacher for the whole primary. How do you create a change and impact? So these are the challenges. Just wanted to add this point.
Of course, ma'am, there are a lot of challenges in education, and we have to come forward. That, like you gave an experience of hubs of learning, if the schools are quite far away, practically it is not easy for the teachers to move from here to there or from there to here to teach to the schools. Likewise, that is why we are getting connected together, and I'm also trying that we should connect with each other, a sort of education which we can spread over. Like in Delhi NCR, we are looking into Delhi NCR having these shows with Delhi NCR. How can the schools nearby can connect with each other? How can we go into the interiors also? How can we help in education to spread the education? Surely we'll do something together. We can do something. It is not like when government will do or CBSE will do, then only we can do anything. There also we can join together, hands together with the schools, other schools also, and do something for the education of the other people also. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we'll come up to Mr. Mayank. There's a lot of problem that, like we say, that the cost of education is skyrocketing in India. बहुत सारा पैसा लग रहा है, बहुत सारी फीसेस हैं, schools ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं, and they take a lot of money. They don't give values for that. These questions might be coming to you when you are taking sessions of parents. So how do you address them when you talk about that?
Okay.
How do you justify that if the schools are taking fees, so how the facilities they are providing, what do you say then?
Okay. So एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कैंपेन है जो हमने करा था #Don'tStopSchooling. तो जो सेकेंड वेव ऑफ कोविड हुआ था उसके बाद क्या हुआ था, फर्स्ट वेव कोविड के बाद बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स ने स्कूल्स की फीस देना बंद कर दिया था. तो हम वहाँ पे पेरेंट्स को ये एडुकेट करना चाहते थे कि आप जो 20 स्विगी ऑर्डर्स कर रहे हो या जोमैटो ऑर्डर्स कर रहे हो या जो आप इधर उधर खर्चा कर रहे हो, आपको वो करने की जगह यू शुड पे स्कूल फीस, बिकॉज दैट इज द थिंग दैट विल शेप नेक्स्ट 14 years of your kid. So मतलब I was talking to a doctor and she has a kid of 4 years of age, 4.5 years, and you would imagine उनकी बच्ची को भी ABCD भी लिखना नहीं आता. So the last 1 or 2 years हुए हैं, I think that has a very drastic impact and that will be for a very long time. So I think that like last 1.5 year में जो भी हम कर पाए हैं, हम अपनी तरफ से जितने ज्यादा पेरेंट्स को एडुकेट कर पाए हैं कि you need to get your child admitted in a school, be it virtual, be it physical, and make them study. Don't hesitate in paying school fees. आप हेल्थ के भी तो बिल पे कर रहे हो ना, तो एजुकेशन is so that's something that I did, and I think that campaign was really wonderful for multiple for our platform. Like around 1 lakh parents participated in that campaign in Delhi NCR. So that's something that we did to make parents aware about this.
That's great, sir. That's great. All the best to you. Now I'll come up to the next round, the final round, and it's a request that one minute answer is only needed. We'll come up to Anita Sharma, ma'am. we know that RTE Act has come, Right to Education has come, where you have been said that 25%, somewhere 25% of the seats you have to allot for the weaker sections of the society. So what do you feel? Has that increased the literacy rate?
Impact of Right to Education Act is tremendous in the sense that enrollments in the schools have increased. So it is said that now in the primary classes, 97% students are enrolled and only 3% are outside the school system. But during the lockdown, the situation has changed, and it is again said that now more than 5 million children, they are out of the school system. So that is also worrisome. But the one thing is very clear, that due to Right to Education Act, the awareness towards the education, importance of the education is enhanced even in the rural areas and underprivileged areas. And the beautiful part is that the Education Act, RTE, is talking about equality in the sense that, and especially I'm talking with reference to the new education policy, that now it is talking that despite of the differences in disparities in religion, region, geographical location, gender, for the first time the word transgender has been used in this new education policy. So without taking these kind of informations from the community people, all should be given the access to education. So that is increased. Now the problem is that our enrollment is increased, but what about the quality of learning? That's an issue where we have to be, where we are at a very, very alarming stage, because a study was done in 2018 by World Development Organization, and this was learning to realize educational performances. I think this is the right word. So what exactly this study says, that in our country, a child, 75% children of our country who are in the class 2 are not able to read the text of class 1. Children who are in the class 3, they are not able to read the text of the class 1. So this situation is very alarming, and I feel that we have taken care of the enrollment part, but the how the quality is to be improved, that has not taken very seriously. And then no detention policy was also a thing which has added the problem to it. I remember that this was 5-6 years back, and there was a meeting, and the meeting was about how to enhance the performances of the students in the class 9th and 10th. While it was observed that they have reached to class 9 and they don't even have the ability to read and write. So it was all happened due to the no detention policy. So we have these kind of challenges in the education system.
So what
And
you
then
want to say is, ma'am, that, that the quality has to be improved, but at the very same time, the question we says that literacy rate has increased, but at the very same time,
on papers, that is why I'm talking about this. On papers, literacy rate is improved because you have adopted no detention policy. Every child has reached to the class 9, and your enrollment rate for the class 9 has also increased. But the problem is that even if the child is in the class 9 and does not have the ability to read and write, how can you say that the literacy is enhanced?
yes, ma'am.
Some percentage improvement must be there on ground, but in actual, it is not up to the expectations.
Quantity with quality should be there, otherwise there is no use of quantity.
Yes.
That is for sure.
Yes, there is no point.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sonal, ma'am, in a minute, you like to add something to it. Do you think RT has come into and it has increased the...
Yeah. Thank you, Chandokji. I think I could not find any survey done by the government agencies on the increase or decrease of the literacy rate. I did read one KPMG survey in 2016, where they have talked about that, yes, different states within the country are doing different enrollment of the students under RTE. Children are enrolling, but the challenges what Anita ma'am has already shared with regards to no detention policy, that remains a challenge. quality education remains a challenge. Also, the kind of government's apathy towards paying the schools, the RT students, that is also challenging the schools who want to implement in reality. So on paper it's working at the moment, but if it has to work reality and on ground, then I think some kind of a middle path between what can be achieved and how it can be achieved has to be looked into.
Thank you so much. You have the same views like Sonal ma'am has, Anita ma'am has, because reality has to be checked. It's not about only the strength or the quantity. That is for sure. Thank you, ma'am.
And one more thing is that parents should be made important stakeholder in this process.
Yes, ma'am.
They have taken enrollment in the school as their right, but they have not taken right to learning as their right. That's the problem. Right to take admission is okay with them, but right to learn should also be clear to them.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Poonam, I'll come up to you. Parents who come to the school that वो फलाजी मिश्रा जी का बेटा जो है वो स्कूल में जाता है, उसको इतना होमवर्क काम मिल जाता है, वो तो 30 तक उसको काउंटिंग आ गई है, मेरे बच्चे को तो अभी सिर्फ 20 तक आती है. Why don't you people give homework to the students? And at the very same time, CBSE says that till grade 2, at least what I know is that you should not give homework. So what are your views about this? Okay, are homework assignment necessary for the learning in any grade?
According to me, yes. A balanced homework is always good, because balanced, I'm using the word balanced, because teachers need to have a coordination between them, that which teacher is going to give what kind of a homework on what particular day. That has to be planned by a school, but it definitely helps. See, every child cannot have a similar kind of retention. For example, according to me, the retention is normally for 24 hours. Even if I've heard carefully my teacher in the class, but after 24 hours, I might forget it. So you basically, what is homework? Homework is when I go home, I revise what is done in the school. According to me, that is the best called homework.
That's great.
And
one word answer is balanced homework.
It will also help children to recapitulate the work, what was done in the school. According to me, that is the best way of calling homework. And of course, up to class 2, also little something to be given. So we don't give it on regular basis in our school, but on every Friday, we call it a weekend assignment, and we give kind of a weekend assignment to children. To even up to class 2, every weekend, 5 days they keep their books also in the school, but on Friday they carry their books and little assignment also home. So when they come back on Monday, they bring it, because here also the concept is recapitulation, because otherwise they will forget. The learning has to take place. So that is how homework helps.
That's great, sir. Thank you so much. Krishna ma'am, do you believe in homework assignment?
Of course, sir. I 100% agree with Poonam ma'am and you too. Homework helps to reinforce learning and develop good study habits and life skills. Everyone knows that practice makes perfect. Now, students typically retain only 50% of the information teachers provide in the class, and they need to apply this information in order to true learning that they do. Now, these practice assignments to improve scores in the class also are important in terms of learning. See, in a class, the teacher teaches them very well, but when the child goes back home, you need to relearn what has been given. And I agree with Poonam ma'am, we as principals should plan the homework also by different days for different subjects, so that the parents also don't feel burdened and making the child do the homework.
One more thing I would also like to add, that when we are talking about homework, the best form of homework is that I go home and revise whatever is done. And what most important thing we need to gift children as school is the routine.
So,
for sure.
If we give them routine, trust me, no child will be failure in life. Everyone is going to be successful.
And one thing I would like to add on here, generally children have this tendency of going for tuition. In place of going to tuition, they should do their homework as a revision part of whatever has been done in the school. There's no need for any tuition also, in fact, if they revise it regularly at regular level.
It has become a culture, ma'am. That is why parents also support for that. They have to support, or they support whatever way it is. It has become a culture. Because tuition में ज़्यादा समझ में आएगा, स्कूल में कम समझ में आएगा.
Sir, there is one thing. देखिए, दो लोगों के पढ़ाने का तरीका अलग-अलग होता है. बच्चा उसमें कंफ्यूज हो जाता है. स्कूल में एक तरीके से पढ़ाया गया, ट्यूशन में एक तरीके से पढ़ाया गया. एग्जाम में बच्चा दोनों को मिक्स करके आता है और मार्क्स स्कोर नहीं करता है. उसके बाद पेरेंट्स का कहना है हम तो ट्यूशन भी भेजते हैं, फिर भी हमारा बच्चा स्कोर नहीं कर रहा है.
Ma'am, children are
समझ
very
नहीं पाते
smart
प्रॉब्लम
nowadays.
क्या है.
वो स्कूल को भी बेवकूफ बनाते हैं, वो टीचर को बेवकूफ बनाते हैं. Students are very smart. If they are ready, they now students of 21st century, they are very smart. वो आपका भी पढ़ा है वो पकड़ लेंगे, टीचर का पकड़ लेंगे, टीचर गलत बोल रहा होगा तो टीचर को पकड़ लेंगे. मैम, you are here, yeah, you are wrong. I have this information. I had searched on YouTube and this Google. Children are very smart now. They don't get confused now.
Pandemic
They get you
situation,
confused, but they don't get confused now.
No, it
pandemic
is a
situation
question
has
of
shown us
confusion.
all this.
Sometimes tutors are they are not themselves so qualified and educated. Some tutors, I have checked the quality of the tutors. They don't have the proper qualifications, and those who are failing in the schools and colleges, they are into the tuition business. And the parents are having more trust on them sometimes
rather than on
Yes.
teachers.
rather than on teachers, and that is creating a problem.
That creates a problem.
One gift, if I have to say that, you know, what parents have to give to their children, I think they should set a good routine for their children. If they
For
set
sure.
a routine, and being in routine is also, homework is also part of game. You know, it is also putting your child into routine. Something has to be given.
That's great, ma'am. We'll come up to Mayank now. And now you have heard, Mr. Mayank, that parents are a problem. I mean, they believe more on the tuitions and all, and they don't believe more on, they don't have more faith on schools. School तो भेजना है क्योंकि स्कूल भेजना है, फीस भरनी है, इसलिए जाना ही पड़ेगा, ज्यादा शाम को समझ में आएगा. And they cooperate. And children से स्कूल में पढ़ाई नहीं होती. Don't need of going to school. Classes नहीं लगती हैं. Classes नहीं लगती. 8 periods or how many periods are going on. Nobody is going. We are going on an enjoyment over there. It's not an amusement park. So what do you feel first of all that should parents' involvement should be there, or how do you deal up with the parents when they come up with questions?
Okay. So what I believe is parents, students, and school leaders and schools, like they are part of a triangle, like 3 corners of a triangle, and we need to work together as a family so that the student grows. So there is a holistic development of a kid. So there is a balance between co-curricular and academics, and overall skill development of a kid happens. So at Easy Schooling, what we do is we try to bring that only. So all the admission seeking parents comes to us कि सर शर्मा जी का लड़का इस स्कूल में एडमिशन लिया है, हमारा भी आप इसी स्कूल में कराओ, या IIT में जाना है तो हमारा इस स्कूल से हो जाएगा, या DPS RK पुरम में जाना है, या ये जाना है. तो जो ये सारी एस्पिरेशंस हैं, ये जो सारी फिलॉसफीज हैं, सबसे पहले हमें इसके लिए हमें पेरेंट्स को सही से एडुकेट करना पड़ेगा कि हर स्कूल अच्छा होता है, हर स्कूल इज बेस्ट, एवरीबॉडी इज ट्राइंग देयर बेस्ट, एंड यू आर यूनिक, एवरी पेरेंट इज यूनिक, तो उनके लिए स्कूल भी यूनिक होगा. So we need to make that match happen, and you all need to work together towards a bright future for your kid. So this is something that we do at our platform of Easy Schooling, in which obviously parents को अगर सही स्कूल में एडमिशन हो जाता है, तो अभी मैं एक like I posted something on Facebook and around 50 parents commented over there कि मयंक सर we are in your support, क्योंकि आपकी वजह से 3 साल पहले जहाँ पे मेरे बच्चे का एडमिशन हुआ था, इस समय वो बहुत खुश है क्योंकि आपने वो स्कूल सजेस्ट करा जिसकी वजह से हम साथ में मिलके काम कर पा रहे हैं, और आपने हमारा माइंडसेट ठीक करा. सो आई थिंक the only thing that needs to be corrected before taking admission in a school is mindset of a parent, and if that is right, then I think next 14 years of a kid will be brighter.
Very best to
I would like to add
Yeah.
one thing, that
Please.
when the parents go by crowd mentality, they generally don't have their child into the focus. They just
Right.
go by whatever they are listening in the society. ये वो जैसे एक brand value बन जाता है ना, ये भेड़ चाल.
भेड़ चाल,
Whereas they don't understand that they have an important role in making their kids' school a quality school. If
That
they
is
will
what I felt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I felt, that Mayank is doing this, bridging a gap, because he
Ah.
has been taking sessions with their parents. Whenever these sessions are over there, he takes up the outcomings of the sessions also, and he to talk to the parents that these are the things which are happening in the school, and you should not go on this, that वो भेड़चाल वाला काम नहीं करना चाहिए. Whatever the outcomes are there, in every episode he takes up, and I also requested him that these episodes should be sent to the parents also. We are also sending these episodes to the parents so that they should understand what are the difficulties, the expectations, and the challenges faced by the school. If you will not come up with a complaint, if you will come up with a suggestion, then only we can do the best for the child. that is needed. Please do not
Can
come
I
up
add
with-
something?
Yes, ma'am.
Very interesting that when I started school, and parents, and I was very young, I'm talking about 18 years back when I came to Delhi. Parents will ask me, Madam, do you have a swimming pool? Madam, do you have this kind of a facility? Do you have a horse riding? Do you have this? But I always, when I used to come back home, I used to wonder, nobody is asking that, how will you bring up my child? No one asked me this question. And I waited for many years. If someone will ask me this question, how will you bring up my child? You know, that focus is the child. And you're not talking about the child, but you're talking about the infrastructure. And if you want to learn swimming, I would tell them that if I want to do show off, I can tie a horse outside in the playground. Or if you want to teach swimming, you can always go to DDS Sports Complex in Sector 6 and you can learn swimming. It's not a very difficult thing to learn a skill. If you think swimming is a skill you want your child to learn, you can learn it outside also. But it is where no one asked me what ethical gifts will you give to my children or to my child.
That is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. Parents should understand this. And when they will see this episode, they should also understand this, that values are more important than all the activities. Activities can be learned anywhere, but values cannot be learned everywhere. That is for sure. Thank you so much, all of you. Mayank, Jen, we all give you best wishes that you should grow up with this and you should reach Pan India, because you are doing a wonderful job. You are bridging up the gap between the parents and the schools. All the best to you. Thank you, Poonam ma'am. Thank you, Krishna ma'am. Thank you, Sonal ma'am. And ma'am for giving your valuable time to us. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
It's nice.